I'm just gonna say it. So my parents can come. That's why we come. I think that'd be a pretty nice idea because it gives like I think the majority of the reason that people don't use certain technologies because they're scared by them or just don't have someone to explain it to them.
Or they don't know they exist.
Right, or they don't know they exist, or like if they see it but they need someone to ask questions to in a very positive environment. I crack jokes about my parents, but you know they're better at other things. So that works. So that was an idea of one as well, like a service idea. Also, think of some, if you want to think of some Android ideas, we've talked about having an Android app we make as a group. I've talked to a couple people at the Mercer Recycling who talked about wanting an app, and it seems like a very simple app. One component would probably use a Google Maps. We can either use it's
where the recycling centers are.
Yeah, exactly. Because on Google Maps, another thing you do is you can actually draw boxes. So you can do like an opaque blue rectangle for each location on campus where there would be recycling. Obviously, we kind of already did that, but it's a limited app so that it's like it could almost be a web page in itself, but it'd be a good experience on to making happen mobile. I think that could work as an idea as well. That's just an idea. If you think of other Android apps, we really like to at least have one communicative app to have at the end of the semester, or like the starting of one, or something like that. So that's another thing we've been talking about as well. So think about ideas for apps. Try to pick one that's can be divided up in groups if you think of one, and one that won't take forever. And keep in mind, the majority of people in here probably haven't done app stuff before, so it'd be a training experience. That's what I was thinking. This recycling app was really not before.
Isn't that just the sort of thing Dr. Allen did at the code jam last year?
That's you mean like App Dinner?
Yeah.
Right, but this one actually do something.
So not just.
Also, App Dinner, we were using probably Eclipse and doing Android because we've done a couple talks using Eclipse. Yeah. We did a couple days with that. Tim actually. We don't have to do recycling. I'm just saying that's an idea of something that would be basically they want at the very least just like a page that shows recycling on campus. Maybe add a geolocator in if they wanted. And it would be an actual app, not anything.
Do they have a tutorial that goes with this API? Because I want to play with this more, the Maps API.
Yeah.
And then you said,
you mean,
really, we do.
where is it?
Believe you.
It doesn't really.
It's coming up on the keyboard
like a tutorial for
That was funny.
It's under tutorial. Can you do Google Maps
How much
API?
have we not covered?
Did we do that for 200 though? Or did we do that?
We got, but that's the majority that you need. The rest is looking up options, basically. And I think there's a function that we didn't cover where it's like make path between points, right? Or something. It's like a very Java.
Well, the find directions.
Right. That's also. I think they have. There's a couple services down here as well, and they give stuff. So, for example, geocoding. They give a couple. It's not really tutorials; it's just kind of a explanation of how they work. I think the biggest tutorial is just how to set up Google Maps API, because at that point you just add in little bits here and there. They're basically this, like a lot of the different features are basically the same format. You make options, if you have multiple things, and then you make an array and you add it to the map. And listeners also. But that's really, I mean, that's why the tutorial is gives you a couple examples of it, and you can kind of go out and do the same thing for each one. But this code.google.com API/map. It has all the information you can need for. And there's also, Google, right? You can say, how do I do this in Google Maps API? And it gives. So, I mean, it's just, that's what I would recommend. There's tons and tons of stuff that you can do. And it looks really nice on web pages, I think. Because the majority of people know how to use Google Maps. So when they see the map on there, they understand how to use it already. You don't have to worry about them learning how to use it as much. It's a really good interface, and it's mostly code free, so it's very clean to set up. Any other questions about Google Maps? Any suggestions for MUGTUG next week? Yes?
I would like to see something about like Android development.
Okay. Yeah, we can do another one. Yeah, okay. Any specific Android development, or?
I guess
the most current ICS
Okay.
developing apps in that area.
Okay. You probably did know that. Yeah. Cool. Yes.
You go over how like to set up your Eclipse with the SDK and everything.
Okay. We did one last semester, but we can.
I would.
Oh no, and we can do it again, and we could actually someone that was at the talk who would give it. See how much. Actually, it might be a good review if we're going to do Android apps.
That's why
It probably would be a good idea. So we probably should do that again. If we're going to use, for example, if we're going to use Eclipse, we should probably go through that.
And
we
they've got
probably
a
use
lot of
this.
tutorials.
Right. So I think we should do that. Luckily, I think the majority of computers have been set up with the proper libraries, right? If you sit
You're
where you
saying
were,
that kind of nervously.
I know.
Well,
This
remember,
one doesn't work.
We re-image the labs.
So they don't. have
But
it.
if
So it's
I remember
perfect.
correctly,
Empty, clean.
the
setup.
image that we use, I did set up Google SDK, that Android
You
SDK.
did?
Well, it has an SDK, but you set up the
Well,
Java
I
apps.
keep getting reminded when I go into Eclipse normally.
Yeah. Well, I mean, our problem was with like the paths and stuff, and also this one, the Android virtual, the testing Android app that comes up doesn't work on the front computer, which is really annoying for giving presentations about Android apps
Really?
or anything really. It's just kind of like, oh, well, you know what it is. And it's hard to show it off.
Bring
Yes.
a laptop and
I think that's what we've done in the past. It's just how annoying everything is to see up front. Okay, well, we'll probably go put together an Android on Eclipse.
In which Eclipse? Or does it work for all of them?
What's the newest one?
This one's
Helios?
Indigo.
Indigo? Is that what we're up to?
Yeah,
Indigo?
Helios.
Right, well, I mean, it goes
all of
alphabetical,
it.
so
Yeah.
Indigo. I'm guessing it's on Indigo then. If whatever's on the machines, I would assume, because that's probably where we'd be going early. I know we ran a little over, so basically just ideas. Think about topics you want to do in the future. We'll probably, think Eclipse next week.
Yeah.
We'll find a different tutorial and like go through the setup and all those things. That would be good, especially if we're doing Android. Think of ideas that you might want to do for an Android app. It doesn't have to be as a group. I kind of like that idea because then we can kind of help each other out. But if you think of a very
But if
small,
we could see how to use the map, can we use the maps?
I think so. Well, I mean, I think you can access web pages.
Well, I know we can access web pages. I'm just wondering if we can better map widgets.
Well, the versions of the Google Maps.
Oh, well, I opened up Eclipse and the first thing I got was welcome to Android.
Me too.
Yeah.
There's a map view.
Then what do you do?
For Android.
There is. Okay. Cool. There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. I would assume they would have it. Well, I mean, because Maps, they talked about how great it is on mobile device. I was assuming it happened, so kind of thinking Android. So. There's a lot of assumptions, but Google's really good about that stuff. They're good assumptions, I guess. Yeah. So
I've never had this Android screen before.
oh, the little pop-up window.
Yeah, as soon as I started.
Oh yeah, they gave us this last time.
But I've been using Eclipse all school. Okay.
You are correct.
Yeah.
It's the MUGTUG presence.
You're totally right, John.
No, I'm confused, so.
It's all right. It's
It
all
probably
good.
does it the first time you do it, and someone
What?
else might have done it on your account.
Yeah.
So what are you doing on your
Computer.
Or, well, she's always been using the
It's an
computer.
individual computer.
Right.
and account.
Anyway, okay. So we'll probably do an Eclipse tutorial next week. Does anyone want to offer to give that tutorial next week? It can be anyone at all, or no one at all. It has to be someone actually. Can't be anyone at all. And you don't have to tell it right now. I can work on that. I just want to see it right now. Anyone wants to. It can be anyone, even if you don't know anything.
I haven't used Eclipse since school.
Well, this would be a great way to get back into the saddle.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's been talks where, like, 2 days before, I've been like, I don't know what this is. I probably should look up something. Luckily for you, Google has wonderful tutorials and things. So
There are some excellent tutorials.
Yeah, like everything.
Since everybody here wants to.
And I mean,
offer
Eclipse is
something.
designed so that if you just randomly bash the keyboard, it'll probably make a program. So, did you mean this program? And you're like, yes, Eclipse. I don't like spell check or anything. Especially for 204, but that's a different thing.
Variable names.
I
Spell them correctly, please.
Did you mean to import these libraries? Don't worry about it. You know, you just go get a snack. I'll cook this. Sorry. It's handy. It's just
Like Eclipse
it
can
spoils
write
you.
a chess function for me.
And
I love seeing people that had Eclipse in 204 and 205 like freak out in 245 when they go, well, how do I know if it's right or not? And I'm like, oh,
Compile it.
pray.
it's like I forgot what I named my variable and I do control space and nothing happens.
Yeah. My mouse isn't working, you know, stuff like that.
Oh, control space in Eclipse is your friend.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
I've never used it.
You should. When you do your topic to become Eclipse, you should look into
like that
that.
very much.
What? I should talk about Eclipse?
I think Dr.
Yeah,
White knows
because
a lot
I'm
about
using
it.
Eclipse.
What control tab
Yeah.
or control space
Um,
in Eclipse, you can get that in.
I mean, dude, if you want to
Use it all the time.
I am ridiculously busy every Monday and Tuesday night.
Okay.
As in, I'm currently late for a meeting right
Oh,
now.
go, then go.
I'm fine.
Get out of here.
It's not that bad.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll find someone to talk to, and I can do it.
Yeah. Well, I'll sit back here and I'll give, 4 little Eclipse tidbits when they come up.
Yeah, constructive criticism.
Yeah, sure.
Say like, that's.
You're up there doing it. That's
Yeah, that's all.
That's what I need.
Okay, well, we'll do that for next week. This is actually a pretty good group from MUGTUG.
And Cameron's not here.
Yeah, I was hoping to see his picture.
And we'll
back
try
in
and
the case.
do pizza or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, food wise. Also, I'm gonna go ahead and give a plug. I know we have some .NET people here, but we're for Tuesday nights that aren't MUGTUG nights. They're having We're basically whenever .NET has a meeting, we are not going to have a meeting because then it would be kind of weird having 2 presentations going on at the same time in the same room. So basically encouraging MUGTUG people to go to .NET, which is good because it gives you kind of a non-Google side of things.
It's fair and balanced.
Yeah, like Fox News. I'm going to start going. I missed the last one. I had some schoolwork, but like the majority of the rest of them I'm going to try to go to. I encourage you to as well because it'll
And
be
there's
a
a
good.
recruiter thing.
Yes, there is.
Oh, cool.
From Atlanta, I believe, is what they mentioned
Okay.
last week.
But
Talking about job opportunities and marketable skills and.
oh, good.
can't
I
remember
kind of
what
want
they
one of
said.
those after this semester.
Marketable
so.
skills?
No
Yeah,
jobs.
it's nice.
I love the job. That's perfect. I encourage when we have, or when there is a .NET meeting, we're not going to MUGTUG, and I encourage y'all to go to those. And this was a pretty decent sized group for MUGTUG, and be sure to invite your friends that like programming and such. It's a lot of fun. Obviously, okay, well that's kind of that's it.
That
Yeah.
concludes our broadcast.
That concludes our broadcast for this evening. Thank you very much.
Now it's time for the
Oh yeah, I can show the video, but I know we're running late, so if you want, you save a video, or you can actually have gone
next week. Next week we'll have a video.
Well, it's about Street View, so it's kind of. It's actually a 40-second. See now? Did we close that window, Mike? Oh, there it is. Good. All right, so this is basically some funny images of Google Street View, which is another Google Maps thing. I actually had to go through a couple of these because there were some Google Street videos, images that weren't appropriate. So these aren't. There's some funny ones, and then there's some that were funnier, but were in a slideshow of not as good for this kind of thing. So
Not appropriate.
right. I mean, we're all at least in college, but it just. Oh, I got you. Okay. The problem with this video is it has the Crazy Jimmy song in the background, so it's it basically.
What in the world?
That's all. So these are actual
Wow.
Street View.
Canada. Nice.
I love that one.
Where is that?
It
Is
doesn't
that
say.
one how?
That is a bird doo-doo on the lens.
Nice.
That is.
I don't like that they photoshopped it in, but there's a lot of bike fails on Google Street View actually. There's another one where it's just people on bikes crashing a lot. I kind of think that like it's kind of like I imagine like a streetcar just hitting these bike people and then taking pictures because there's a lot of them.
Do I go home today?
Somebody breaking in or something.
Bye.